Yo, 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 this is King Erner coming to you live and direct. Today I just had a beautiful, beautiful experience where I actually was watching an interview of a brother of mine that I honor to the fullest. And while I'm watching the brother speaking, I'm just listening to him. This is how I was when I was caged in mentally. You know, because you could be locked up, but at the end of the day, you don't have to be locked up mentally. So an individual could be in jail, but he could be as free as a bird because his mentality is free. And when I heard Kevin Gates speak on this with Sway, it touched my heart. The reason why it touched my heart in a certain place is because when he mentioned he used to wear 2 pair of boxers, extra clothes, you know, in the streets, preparing himself just in case he get locked up. Now, only a person that came from the streets, the roots of it, the essence, the understanding of this, will really know or be able to comment in such a way where you feel it. If you're a street dude, or if you're not a street person, you can kind of like, how can I say it? You can appreciate what Gates brings. You can always appreciate that. The reason why I say you can always appreciate that is because it's genuine. You know, he doesn't just tell you about the times when he's winning. He's also telling you about the times that he was losing, and losing in a manner where this didn't count. How we thought, how we incarcerated ourselves mentally day in and day out. So to actually see somebody in jail smile all the time was one of the things that I got from an individual one time, a lifer. He gave me the understanding. He said, I want you to know, since you came here at Huntington, you changed my life. And I never could get an understanding how I changed his life. But he said, you know what, brother? I'm pretty sure you got problems at home too. I'm pretty sure you got children, you got a wife, you got things that's going on in your life that push you in a mindset sometime where you're not having a good day. He said, but every time I see you, you're smiling. Every time I talk to you, you're smiling. He says, even when I hear you checking your celly over there, you're doing it with a bunch of class and a whole lot of honor. And I said, I was raised by my grandmother, who was a strong woman, and her husband, who was my grandfather. I said, although this man wasn't my grandfather, he was my step-grandfather, but guess what? He played the part closer than any man could ever play in my life, including my real father. He looked at me and said, okay, like, give me more. So when I looked at him, I said, my grandmother taught me to never take your problems out on another individual. And he grasped that and he said, I have a pleasure in meeting you. He said, I don't know how much time you got. He said, but I got life. His name was Omar. He's from South Philly. May Allah forgive me. His name wasn't Omar. His name was Hassan. He's from South Philly. An older gentleman, an OG. He'd been down for many years, and he wasn't going for anything. But I was able to touch that man's heart by keeping a smile on my face. And guess what? I only had a 6-year bid. And it was like going fast, moving by, because I had so many charges. I was going back and forth to court. But at the end of the day, it gives me an understanding and a mindset that you can help somebody by your energy. And this Kevin Gates, his energy is to the moon. This ain't a clout chase. This ain't nothing to do with me looking for anything. You know what this is? Based off of honor, based off the truth, based off of me and what I felt and what I know that I went through as a child. And guess what? We have the same lifestyle. Although he has reached a lot of his goals at a quicker pace than I have. And he has had less time on the streets. You know what that's telling me? That the brother has a lot of strength, a lot of power from within his energy. So my goal is to make sure that I follow that in a positive mindset. See, it's hard and different for some of you to understand, but when you touching base on certain stuff and you mention the psychological part of it, it gives me an understanding that that person has sat in my seat, although he's younger than me. He's achieving and accomplishing them goals at a quicker pace. And guess what? It motivates me and inspires me to do it just like that. Go just as hard. You know how he said he didn't get tired? Well, I don't get tired no more. But I'm going to throw the shades on to hide my eyes being a little extra tired, because it's been going on 2-3 days that I've been moving around and juggling, because I want this podcast for the world. I don't want it for some of us, but for all of us. So I need for everybody that understand my goals, that got that real honor that Kevin Gates got in his heart. It's millions of us, millions that got that same honor, that same mindset. And guess what? He said it best when he said that a person that is on drugs don't need a rehab. They need to get it together themselves. A rehab is going to help everybody. You see where I'm coming from? So the goal, and at the end of the day, like he said, removing yourself won't help anything. You know what helps it? Replacing that negative with a whole lot of positive. And once you do that, boom, bang, boom, goals accomplished. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this brother succeeds quicker and faster than any man has ever done in his life. You know why I pray for that? It's because that's what I want for myself also. But I want us to all be on the same pace. But we're quicker than the guys that are slow. When I say the guys that are slow, the guys that don't understand and don't have that energy, that never been through that walk. Because their goals, some of them have accomplished them with ease. We went from negative, and negative was the hardest of all the goals. You put yourself in a risk to go to jail. You put yourself in a position to get killed. You put yourself in a position to always be on kill. So when you remove yourself from that and you have accomplished that by understanding that there is no honor in the streets, and you restore your honor and the people the way you do it, oh man, I'm with following anything that has to do with that, because at the end of the day, it shows me, like I said, the power. In order for you to succeed, you got to have that power. Listen to me. That power is a certain energy. And like Sway was saying, to see that man come home and the likeness that he has come home in, and making sure that he's showing in action, not talk. See, honor is the action to loyalty. So if honor is the action to loyalty and it's not talk, you're seeing positive things going on. And no matter the hate and the things that's pouring against him, he still conquers that energy. You know why? Because he allows his soul to be connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He understands that oneness, and that's what's important in all of our lives. And who gives back? I always mention Ka'b ibn Malik and how the things of this world took him by surprise when he missed that jihad, but Allah still continued to find favor upon him because he knew his heart was genuine. And when he gave him and restored that honor back from the Muslims to be able to allow him and accept him, because after he missed that jihad intentionally, he became one of the best Muslims, and he stayed on that path. None of us are perfect. All of us had goals. But to have power and to have strength gives you an understanding of you learning who are you as a person. Once you learn who you are, a lot of good things going to happen. And guess what? To understand that part, when he said it, he would wear extra drawers to prep. I would make sure I could put on 3-4 t-shirts. I was a real skinny guy. Make sure I got 5-6 boxes on, man. Da-dun-da-duns and everything, man. I'm talking about I'm carrying it because I could get canned, and when I get canned and I got to go to quarantine, I don't want to wait till I hit population. I don't want to, because quarantine is waiting for your blood to come back, waiting for your tuberculosis, all that, before they put you all the way in pop in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, how they carry. So my goal is to make sure that is comfortable, because that's the roughest part of the whole bit. A dude to tell you in any minute, give me a year before you sit me on quarantine for more than a day or two, man. It's horrible. But at the end of the day, that's what we prepped our mind to do. Think about it. When you're putting up cash, you got to pay for lawyers, putting up lawyer money. You're prepping your mind to do the time. Where's the honor in that? Where's the graduation in that? Where's the diploma in that? But guess what? Those same rules and principles you will stick to harder than anybody. You know why? Because you really had to abide by it. A straight up and down square never had to really abide by too many rules and didn't have too much pressure. So that turns you into who you are. It turns you into a person that finally knows you are you and no one else. And people are getting to follow that, honor that, and respect that. I'm King Ernie from the Honor Your Life campaign. More of our youth need to follow what Kevin Gates is doing and go back from the beginning. And guess what? It's the story of every honorable man. It's the story of everybody that has a brain, who listens and pays attention and understands their punishment and their correction. Prison isn't a place that you go to spend time in jail and then end up telling and then come home and then being able to play that game again. Prison is a place of punishment or correction for what you've done wrong. And you should go there and come home and become a better individual, lead in a positive way, not a better individual learning because you learned how they snatched you the last time, so you know not to wear this, or you know not to do this, you know not to, all that nonsense that got to do with you trying to cover up everything is only prepping you for prison. And when he said that in that interview, he gave me a lot of understanding. We understand the streets. We understand the raw part of understanding that you can't live like that. You can't, youngin'. You won't win. You will continue to lose, lose, lose. I'm King Ernie from the Honor Your Life campaign. Please keep your honor intact. Go to honorableearners.com. Remember, the middle of October, all of these casual, nice sweaters that you are seeing me with will be available. I'm going to be putting them up there for pre-order. So anybody who likes them, please log all the way on and make sure you hit the Honor Your Life campaign to make sure you donate to give the understanding to the people that you in action care. We don't got to go to the city. We're not going political. I'm Muslim. I'm keeping my honor intact. And guess what? The same energy I give out is going to come back. So make sure you go to Honor Your Life campaign, click the link in the bio, and support, whether it's $1 or $2. The only goal is to make sure the children get their right type of stability when they are at the facility, and on top of that, that they be able to look as nice as we look. That's why 40% of that goes to anything I sell from the Honorable Earners. 40% of that goes to the youth, regardless. King Ernie, live and direct. Keep your honor intact.